What's up, Taurus? TT is here with a little bit of story time before we get into the reading. So kick back, relax, and let me channel this message for you. But before we get into message, I need to get into this story time because there's some discrepancy. So if you're not into conspiracy theories or just like signs of the times types of messages, this part you may want to skip to the channel message. But yeah, let me go ahead and get into this story time. If y'all are new, welcome to our love nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If you're returning, welcome back, you guys. So the other day I went to Kroger and I went there to go purchase some flowers. I believe like this was the day that I was going live on my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel. And for a long time now, I've always known that my prior channel was very highly surveillanced and things like that. So I kind of stayed off of that prior channel just because I just didn't feel like being bothered. And for whatever reason, it was a lot of trolling. It was a lot of spamming on that channel. Long story short, while I was in the car, before I got out of the car, I normally listen to Pandora or whatever, but this time something told me to just listen to the FM station. So when I clicked the FM station, it turned on to a broadcast, like I don't know if it was a church broadcast or a religion broadcast, but it sounded like a broadcast from a pastor or a minister or someone like that. And this person was talking about a young couple that he was counseling prior to wedding them or getting them married, or I don't know what they do. But pretty much he said that he was counseling a couple prior to them getting officially married. And a part of their counseling, the young girl that wanted to marry, or that this guy wanted to marry, that was a part of their church, her mother was a channeler. This is his exact words, was her mother was a channeler. Her mother sought to the skies, or would seek the skies for advising her daughter, and pretty much saying that she would claim, like her mother would claim that she would be talking to God as a channeler or whatever. And he started to go on to say how they have these charts, and these charts are supposed to predict the future. So he's pretty much explaining a lot about astrology, tarot, or just being a divine channel or a channel reader or any type of channeler. So he's describing the ins and outs and what they do, and pretty much explaining to their audience what exactly it is, so they know what to look for. So in order to really explain what it is, it would have to mean that you sat there long enough to listen, or you sat there long enough to gather information in order to bring that third party energy, that third party message to another person. So you were a witness, or you were either getting messages done yourself, you were paying for astrology readings, you were asking a person that channels to tell them everything that they know. And somewhere along the line, this minister determined that whatever this person was channeling was actually accurate, but the accuracy of it was not of God. In order to make that determination, you have to discern between your voice and their voice, and you have to place yourself as the judgment or the juror of such said person that you're observing or that you are investigating. Okay, so just keep that in mind, right? The second thing this person said was, we tried everything we could to save her. from damnation. We tried everything we could to save her from, the lies that her mother was exposing her to, the sin that her mother was exposing her to. And unfortunately, they weren't able to save such that girl. Now, one thing's for certain that I do know about ministry in church is your personal situations that you deal with your pastor is private information. Under no circumstances should there ever be a confidentiality breach, even if you are communicating amongst your congregation. If a couple comes in there for counseling, you have now violated their HIPAA laws. Whether you have mentioned their name out loud or you have personally talked about them, they technically can sue such said pastor or minister for speaking about their dynamics of their relationship in a sinful way, using them as a example for the rest of the congregation as a fear tactic for the rest of the congregation. Like, this is the couple that we are chastising, and everyone in the congregation use this as a reference to avoid damnation, right? That is one of the biggest narcissistic tactics ever performed in an environment where everyone in the room, everyone that is in that church room is seeking counsel, is seeking the voice of God. And as a leader, when you broadcast a situation, or it's not even a story, this is actual facts that you as the pastor or you as the minister have ordained, as the God gave you that ordainment to be able to chastise another child of God amongst a congregation. At some point, not only did he break the laws that bind him by him being a government paid organization, as long as he is considered a non-profit organization, he's owned by the government. Not only did he break the confidentiality of that government rulership, he also broke the confidentiality between God and the channel that is being used. So, because it also speaks about him not taking or admitting to his congregation as well, how did he get certain details? How did this person find out about this woman's mother? He had to do his research, and then he also had to do his own he had to study, and he had to dive into that realm. So a part of him also sinned when he considered himself to be high enough to go into the spiritual realm and to determine if whoever this woman's mother was actually receiving the voice of God. I'm saying all of this because there is an organization. There is affiliate organizations, systems, a lot of things happening, not just in the spiritual realm, but in technology and affiliations with different things. Not every affiliate is honoring the morality behind their position of status, their position of authority and responsibility. And right about now, I feel like what Spirit is showing me, and I had to wait for confirmations about this, is a group of powerful organizations coming together to discuss a way to profit and make money off of the spiritual community. How to capitalize off of mental health, how to capitalize off of people, humanity, that are feeling like they can't go on with life, that are feeling as if they are overwhelmed and, they can't see the light or hear the voice themselves. There is people that are coming up with a backup plan. Like, in the backup plan, there is third party organizations that are coming together in cahoots to pretty much create some type of online counseling, right? So let's say, for example, there's an online counseling, and at face value, is not connected to the church, right? But the supporters that fund the houses or the organizations are funded by the very organizations that you left to begin with. So let's say, for example, you go to this shop, or you go to this major business is being broadcast on mainstream as a place to go and receive therapy, healing, or anything like that, right? When you sign up, you don't know that the organizers that are investing in the support or the help are funded by different churches, that they are putting in social and financial bids to enhance their reach through other third-party organizations. So there's third-party organizations pretty much establishing management systems to manage the flow of the mentally ill, the emotionally distressed, and stirring up gossip and drama in both entertainment, both medical fields, both technology, internet, just in general. If there's a source within your home, in order to be able to connect with the rest of the world, there's access. And a part of receiving this access is through a simple confirmation, like allowing a third party entity to receive data, statistics from your phone, analytics, right? Allowing a third party entity to receive analytics from your phone or from any devices that you have gives them enough data to see what drives you, what supplies do you want, what gets you going, what keeps you down, and feeding you more of that has been the practice. Okay, if I feed you more sadness, it's going to take you to the left. If I feed you more happiness, it's going to take you to the right. And no longer needing to place you in little boxes in projects or little boxes in what they call it, low class living or upscale living. The internet or the etheric realm has the ability to be so manipulated to the point where I can only feed you. I can choose to feed you only what I want you to receive in your social status and in your social groups. So you might never see this message. You might not ever see someone like this talking about this. And you might feel on the other end that the reason why you're not receiving messages like this is because you don't watch them or you don't express interest. Even if you were to express interest, they would then give you the interest of something that's been watered down, sugar-coated, or whitewashed. The reason why they do that is because when two or more are gathered in agreement, you open up portals, you open up vortex, and you strengthen each other at a distance, right? So that network of affiliation that you could have directly with other people that look like you, talk like you, think like you, is being diverted. You understand? It's being channeled, or it's being like, y'all were about to connect and push you one this way and the other that way. Now, this strategy is a way to get you to conform. You have extremists conform, where you have no other choice to go back to your factions. You have no other choice to go back to what's normal. And let me push this away so y'all don't gotta hear me screaming, because I get a little excited, okay? While I was reflecting on this for the past 2 days, something in me just felt like, well, okay, yeah, that's a conspiracy theory and things like that. This happens all the time, and it does. But I was reminded of a job that I was offered back in 2009 when I was in college. And I got offered a online job being a secret shopper. And I started the application process and I got approved or whatever to move on to the next phase. And they were telling me my job description and things like that and how much they were going to pay me. So a part of my job description was for me to go to random locations that they wanted to observe and study and be a shopper. Pretend to be a regular, normal customer. Ask for things like alcohol and see if the waiter cards you. Ask for things like, just for food and rate the service. Give, like, pretty much like a security guard, right? Give honest review, and they would have like templates that they wanted us to fill out and follow through with. So when I read it, they were like, okay, so they were going to give based off of how many different shops you were going to go to so often in the week or whatever like that. And they were really pushing this towards stay-at-home moms or people that weren't able to really have a 9-to-5 job. Okay, like students and stay-at-home moms and things like that, as a way like, hey, you can get out of your house, you can go and shop, and how fun would that be? We'll pay for this, and all you have to do is show up and give us an honest review of what it was like, shopping there, or what it was like eating there. So they pay for your food, whatever you buy, and they also reimbursed you for your gas and travel. One of the requirements was that you had to have a vehicle. So fast forward, right? And I didn't do the job because it was just too much. One thing I struggle with is answering to people. And definitely sitting there answering to people being a little undercover rat. I ain't got time for it. So fast forward in 2023, the secret shoppers of how advanced technology has become, they don't need you to get in your car and drive and do it anymore. Now they're offering you jobs where you can just study analytics. You can troll, right? So now trolling is a real thing now. You can get paid to watch videos and to comment and to shift the narrative of a conversation, the power of your influence. Post multiple times a day and you can get money, right? And in desperate times, calls for desperate measures. So you are interacting on a day-to-day basis in these different user accounts, and you have real names and photos, and you're putting on a persona, catfishing as a normal person that's a supporter, or a normal person that is trying to help the influx of something, but really you're there as a hindrance. Also, for those that are being surveillanced and studied and watched when it comes to what gifts and abilities that you have, that's also a level of interest, is what I feel. Is why I feel like all of these messages are coming up right now, because they know how to tell authentic channelers versus non-authentic channelers. They know exactly what you hear, because they too once used to be able to hear it, but they can no longer hear it. So because they can't hear the voice, it's as if they have to manipulate the mind. They have to be like the Scarlet Witch and be possessed, okay? Or to pretty much incept the mind and speak directly to the mind. But it has no soul. It has no depth. It has no resonance from a soul level. It's empty, right? Versus a phoenix, versus a primal spirit that's beyond the Ancient of Days, okay? That's set before all of us, okay? I'm talking about the rise and the sets of this dimension. That's the type of energy that they're unable to access. And so now I wasn't even going to say anything because I wasn't sure, because I always like to wait for spirit to give me more than one confirmation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a firm believer of not projecting pessimism and superstition and things like that. But I got this confirmation. We have submission and loss and control and generosity. Not all money is good money. I don't care what nobody say. Not all money is good money. Even if it appears to be like something that, what the hell is in my hair? Even if it appears to be something that you're entitled to. Not all money is good money. And some people are willing to compromise themselves to make that money or to do that thing. And because all they see is numbers, right? I wish I could do what you do because the numbers look good. I wish I could do what you do because it looks like it's easy. But they don't want the drama part of it. They don't want the real live. They don't want to be initiated. They don't want to be indoctrinated. They want to be indoctrinated. They don't want to be like initiated. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I noticed that there's a shift in comments, right? And the shift in comments it's clearly trolls, all right? Saying things like, where my phone at? I don't even got my phone. But just saying things in general like, repent now and come back to the Lord. Only speak for the Lord. So we got these paid people doing their part. Now, here's what I need you to understand. They're still serving a part. So am I going to block them? No. Am I going to sit there and address them? No. At this point in the game, at this point within the matrix, at this point on everyone's spiritual journey, you have to be able to use your own discernment. So these trolls are serving a purpose. The question is, will you be easily swayed by what you read and what you hear, or have you built up your own personal intuition strong enough where you're able to read between the lines? One of the biggest things that I've noticed about people, let's just call them people, they like to tell you to stop assuming, right? Be careful with a person that tells you to stop assuming. Because if you hear something and your logical mind we're just talking about logic, forget intuition, has the ability to see and hear exactly what someone is saying, but they're saying it in multiple different ways. Oh, you heard them the first time. But a part of this whole extremism energy is because I am not able to prove to you, because you're not able to prove to me that what I'm saying is what I mean, I can finagle and go around about the conversation and make it appear like I'm not really saying that and sweeten it up for you so it can be more palatable. But at the end of the day, if I see a monkey, and a monkey is what we all have agreed to call it, I don't care what it was called millions of trillions of years ago, whenever the hell a monkey came about. If we can all agree that is what a monkey looks like, talks like, and walks like, then you tell me that it's not really a monkey, because how do I know it's really a monkey? It could be anything. But you're trying to make a point to me about how monkeys are extinct. Let's say a person trying to say monkeys are extinct, but you're like, well, I just saw a monkey up the street. Or I just saw a monkey in a tree. And they're like, oh, that's not really a monkey. How do you really know that's a monkey? But you said that they were extinct, but I saw a monkey in the tree. And they're like, well, I don't know if that was really a monkey. It could have been Bigfoot. It could have been something else. So now they're spinning your mind in circles, right? And then you're like, do you know what that is? Do you see it? Like, yeah, I see it too. Well, what is that? I don't know. I don't want to call it a monkey. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to call it a monkey if it looked like a monkey? You see how it's a play on words? No different than conversations about fucking gender, race, or anything else. We have to get to a point where we're able to have unfucking comfortable conversations about things that nobody want to fucking talk about. This is where it's headed. And it's about to get ugly before it gets better. And the reason why Spirit is even bringing this to me, I feel, is because there are going to be 3 types of people. The ones stirring the pot. 2, the ones that are reacting to the pot being stirred. And then 3, the ones that can see everyone's hands involved. The question here and the test that everyone is being charged to pass is, have you strengthened your intuition enough to be able to discern and decipher how many hands are actually involved in the pot? Because it's about to get real. And I feel like the reason why it's about to get real is because it's finna be so, you ever heard they say wash money, right? So you wash money, right? You take the first stack, and then look at me. You wash the money. This is what's happening. The best thing I can give you is street talk, because that's all I fucking know. Okay? You take the money, you wash the money. By the time it make it to, Melinda down the street, it's already been washed 20 fucking times. Okay? This is real shit. So when you see it happen in the streets, if it's happening in the streets are only a reflection of what's happening mainstream. But everyone gets caught up in the streets looking a particular way, but they never correlate that mainstream is doing the same shit. The only thing that they do is they call it something different. And everyone is saying, well, the problem is the streets and what is happening there. No, the problem is mainstream, right? The streets are products of their environment, which means that's micro. What's macro? Economics, supply and demand. What's happening right now is, this is what you call, you want something, you don't want to accept my offer, you don't want to take it the way I'm offering it to you, well, I'm going to make it mandated. Boom, there go that word. I'm going to make it court mandated. I'm going to make it mandated that this happens. I'm making mandated that this happens. And if you still don't want to play by the rules and you feel like it's too hard for you to cooperate, then they're going to take it up a notch. That's how I feel. And some of y'all, this may be involved with homes. Okay, real estate, properties. This is true. Ground your light. Let your soul shine. So I feel like right now is very important to be grounded and to place yourself on solid ground so you don't lose your mind. You don't lose your head. Okay? Because something's coming. And I can feel it. It's almost like I hear drums playing. I hear like, it's like it's like a rumble. It's a rumble, and I hear it in my head, and I hear it loud, and it's repetitive. And it's not just one day. It's almost like something fucking coming. Where you can't sleep. You can't eat. So right now, getting into nature and really having yourself sit down. I don't know if any of y'all watch Avatar, but if you notice that when they felt really shook, they all sat down and they kind of like, leaned on each other, swayed. It's a soothing mechanism that has to be learned here. We're going to have to learn how to soothe your weary mind. You're going to have to learn how to soothe and come up with other coping mechanisms, because there's a choice coming up, and it's in the clouds. Something in the clouds wants you to take a gamble or a risk. Yeah, astral travel. Caution needed. So now is not the time to be escaping in your mind and trying to, when I say escaping in your mind, I mean avoiding the reality of your current situations, avoiding the reality in your current life, avoiding the concerns and the worries that are coming to your mind. Like if you feel it in your spirit that you need to start putting away for a rainy day, do it. You know, and it's about giving yourself or your mind that ease. If you feel as if, you know, you're anxious about what's to come, but you don't really know where to begin, I feel like it's about you making that decision of what's best for you, even if no one goes with you. Because what's important right now is no one. You may have more than one person in disagreements with you. You may have more than one person that is revving up their engines like, we all would do better without this person in the world. We all would do better without you. You understand? So I feel like, so you don't react out of impulse. You know, snap on nobody because people messing with your money and your lifestyle and your perspective or your family. Like, this is some real shit. It's going to be important that you trust the universe so much. You trust spirit so much that when a situation like this arises, that everyone else that is doing things but trying to pretend like they're not doing anything, that they're going to be handled and that they're going to have their day in the sun. Okay? Because yes, you may be a child of Ra and you may be put in a position where you're coming up against real enemies. You're coming up against real opposition. All right, but with the Ace of Wands, you don't gotta fight when you a child of God. You don't gotta fight when you a child of Ra. You don't have to do nothing. All right. You see how be inquisitive. Take names. You see her facial expression here. She got her eyebrows raised. Take names and keep it pushing. Be observant, but keep it pushing, because someone is betting on you losing your cool about something. And they're trying to do this on purpose to delay something for you. And it feels like an energetic shift for some of you. For others of you, it is something more up, you know, on a bigger scale. But for majority of you, this is something as simple as you missing out on your own magical blessings and your magical opportunities. And sometimes if you don't have a pendulum, take your keys and put your keys on a string and get you your own answers so you can feel more confident in your choices. So there are more than one way that you can, you know, douse yourself in this energy. But if you're going to go into the spiritual realm, Spirit is saying right now, anchoring all those ideas is more important. Doing the groundwork, the footwork is more important than just sitting there daydreaming about it and never doing anything with it. Because what's happening in the spiritual realm, there are third-party affiliates, people all across the world. And it's like you're leaving all of those ideas and solutions to your problems for other people across, Lord knows, maybe another fucking country, to develop your ideas into physical manifestations. Which means when you like, damn, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's simple shit like that. And they be harvesting your ideas and your thoughts. And it's simple shit like you having a doubt. That's why, like, when you get an idea, just, if you can't do shit else, copyright it. Just copyright it. Patent it. Take your idea, your design, because what I'm telling you is that they are literally listening. And I'm not saying this could be anybody. Okay? Because the innovators of this time are still trying to develop themselves. So those that have been here before you, that are already celebrities and already famous and already in particular status, they have to go watch you now, because they're no longer hearing and receiving the messages and the ideas and the downloads themselves. So they have to go and watch you, and they have to sit on your sidelines, and they have to listen to you, your thoughts and your ideas, because you're daydreaming so much. You know what I'm saying? You're creating a vortex. However, if you never anchor the vortex under the ground, You will extract gold, but you're never taking it to the bank to cash it in. You know what I'm saying? Which is risky behavior. So yeah, you're going to start seeing people making songs that sound just like yours. And you're like, wait a minute, how the fuck? I know I was just hearing that. It's all free game at this point. And it ain't personal. It's just how it go. And that's what I see here. It's like if you're too afraid to take action in certain things that you know you want to do, there's always a secret shopper waiting to shop on you, waiting for you to sleep on yourself, waiting for you to doubt yourself. No day is more important than today. I don't know how I'm going to start, but today, if you're not starting today in whatever it is that you have the inspiration to do, whatever this passion and desire that you have that you know is going to be exceptional, but you're waiting on other pieces to come into play, yeah, they gonna try to take it from you. This person is like, that's mine, I got this first, and this person is like, yeah, no, now you don't. And that's what I'm seeing here. Caution needed. New direction. Good luck. Like, it's time for you to transform again. Timing is critical. Celestial gatekeeper. Yeah, you have a key. Okay? And I feel like this key was broken into two. One of the keys was maybe more mainstream. And the other key was, it was placed in plain sight, like at a location or a geographic location, a marker, but it was never kept there. It was moved. So someone else already has it, but they're keeping it under lock and key because they already got a heads up that something was going to come for it. You understand? And I feel like, yeah, like it would be a risk to leave it there. So they didn't. They listened to their intuition. They moved it because they knew that they were channel. Look at that. It says channel your knowledge, critical judgment. They knew that they were being judged harshly and critical in a particular location or environment. That eyes were watching them, observing the messages that are coming out this book, and then taking the messages and trying to divert people or divert blessings that would be coming to you back into a vault, putting it right back. So it's like recirculating or washing the etheric or the spiritual inheritance in the ethers. Okay, I'm getting congested just talking about it. So it's like, hold on, you've been getting blessings? Wait a minute. So that means you found a nugget, or you found some type of loophole. And so, yeah, they are coming to make it harder for you. Again, because they're watching you channel your knowledge, your Akashic, and they're watching you answer questions about things that are puzzling to people or situations. So it's like now the people closest to you are Decepticons. The people closest to you are not real. Where is the book? They're not real. We have 8 here, so I feel like this is 8th house energy. Hold on. Whew. Let me see. I don't know, y'all. First comes love, then comes marriage. Da, 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 da. Yeah, someone is really desperate. I don't like it, but I'm going to channel the message. But it's like, for what? Because you're discovering who you are. You're way too optimistic about this journey. So in order to get you to change, they're going to have to communicate your fears back to you. They're going to have to hurt you again. Get extreme. Desperate times calling for desperate measures. It says a dramatic Penny Dreadful style illustration of a struggling couple, man and woman, fighting over the contents of a letter. The words have changed everything. A crow strikes at the scene. So A crow is striking at the scene, and it looks like it's charging towards this man that's all flustered because they don't like what the message that they saw. This could be a text message. This could be a channeled message. This could be anything. And it says, the Mercury in Scorpio card describes a deep, penetrating thinker, someone both intuitive and profound, whose sharp insights into others' motivation direct the thoughts. Such personalities are widely persuasive in argument. Typically, Mercury Scorpions are said to be as secretive and do not waste time talking unless they have something worthwhile to say. They command a great deal of respect and are endowed with a magnetic personality that claims many followers. The ability to go to an extreme opposite position in order to understand the whole possibility of an issue makes such people good investigators and researchers. It also makes them capable of drastic changes of philosophy or beliefs, which can leave others up in the air with the last swing of opinion. For Mercury Scorpios, the supreme challenge is to solve seemingly impossible problems. The challenge of the impossible is so necessary that they often even generate mishaps in order to retrieve and overcome a situation. People with this combination display great interest in science and or the occult. Understanding life's secrets, whether purely physical or more mystical, is important to them. There is also a love of intrigue that makes for good detective story writers, journalists, sleuths, and criminal investigators. When this card is drawn, the questionnaire may face a total reappraisal of his or her life philosophy to overcome a seemingly unsolvable situation. Events: a violent verbal outburst, news of death, the solving of a great problem, discussion of a deep life problem, a drastic change of opinion. So this is the energy that we're in right now, and it's coming from all areas. This card is very uncomfortable. This card is, it's extreme. It's groups, it's organizations, it's all of it's coming, being unraveled, and it's being revealed. The mask are coming off, and I feel like Spirit is talking about it, directly channeling this knowledge through messengers. And the message is clear: light your own path. Light your own path. Develop your own philosophy. Voice your concerns. Speak to your ancestors. Let no one tell you that you're not allowed to communicate directly with them. There is that energy of reclaiming your influence, the power of your influence and who you give it to, and where you would like it to go. You know what I'm saying? Where is home for you? What does home look like? I just feel like that's like the theme here, and affirming it and being confident in it. I feel like by next year, you're going to be a totally different person. Like, you're going through a metamorphosis right now. You're transforming. You're getting a new armor, a new strength. You're leveling up for sure. Let's see what this deck is coming out in this deck. 10 of Pentacles. I was going to say, Vaughn. Okay. 10 of Pentacles. Stop playing with me. 10 of Pentacles with the 4 of Cups. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. There is something, I'm telling you. 10 of Pentacles and the Devil. You got a lot of enemies. 5 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Yo. Someone thought that they could make you feel abandoned, ghosted, rejected. And all the while, they've been sitting in the background, behind the scenes, asking who is the fairest of them all. Male or female, it doesn't matter. And somebody was like, Taurus, you get the picture? And someone's like, ah, they're mad. They're having like a bitch fit. They say this is literally despising an empress. What a fool. I feel like this person is an ass. Is a true ass. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune came out here. It was destined to happen this way. Ten of Cups, the High Priestess. This is so interesting. You have High Priestess, the Ten of Cups. And you see how with the Page of Cups here, I'm telling you, someone's studying you. Or they're studying how you do something. Okay? There's some type of offer here. This may be for some of you people like paying the Page of Pentacles. Testicles, tentacles. Someone got tentacles. They got a lot of arms. They got a lot of shit moving behind the scenes. And this spiritual realm is pretty much saying like you need to be easy with what you tap it into. You playing with fire. All right, people think they could just do whatever they want. Page of Pentacles and the Fool card. Because even when you think they don't know, the High Priestess always knows. Out of all the decks, I haven't used this deck in a minute, but this particular deck, the Page of Pentacles, is suspicious as fuck. Okay, like hella suspicious. Eight of Swords. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. Ooh, something fell. What was that? I don't know. Something fell out the sky. Eight of Swords, Three of Cups. I can't get it out of my head. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop worrying about it. This is really worry. Feeling like you can't get out of something. Hangman. I don't know how to get this person to... I don't know how to stop this person anymore. I don't know what to offer this person anymore. I'm desperate to get them to work with me, to stay with me, to be with me. This is desperation. I've used all the kids, I've used all the family members, I've delayed things for them, I lied, I've stole, I've cheated, I've done all types of ugly things, and nothing is working on Taurus. Or your person. Take it how it fucking resonates. I don't know. Only you know your situation. But one thing's for certain, they are collaborating with other secret shoppers, secret friends, secret organizations to spy on you, to investigate you, to look into your life, to try to figure out what's going to happen at every turn or every switch so they can use it as ammunition to slow you down. But those puppets even have bigger puppets that are using them to slow you down, Taurus, because you're a threat. Because you're like a Daenerys Targaryen type of energy out here. And people are afraid of that. Philosophers are afraid of you. You're creating a world that feels scary to their prior reality, their prior paradigm, their prior resonance. It's uncomfortable. So it's like, I don't know if I should really be trusting you now, Taurus. So I don't know what you do, but you could be a divine channel yourself. I mean, we're all our channels, but not everyone has our channels open, and not everyone is communicating the same information. Even though there's a collective energy, I feel like in the collective right now, caution is needed, because I feel like Spirit doesn't want you to retaliate. Spirit doesn't want you to react. Spirit wants you to just go another direction. Okay? There's going to always be a door that opens up for you. When it feels like one becomes too stuffy, another door is always going to open for you. Seven of Swords. You're going to always have good news coming in. Okay? You just focus on what you're building and continue to work. The objective here is to switch your perspective. But that only way they can switch your perspective is if you believe that what they're reflecting back to you or trying to project onto you is the truth. Okay, which means you're going to spend a lot of time alone. So it may feel very lonely. Even if it's already been lonely, it's going to get lonelier. And I'm curious to see what what's that thing called? What the telepathic message is going to be. Sacred space. You need to get a sacred space where you can sit and think clearly and make sure that that how you're responding and what you're reacting and what you're doing is what you want to do. You see how both of these cards, this is about your sacred space. Establishing it. For now, it's not the time to move, retransition. It's going to work within the confines of your situation. Add to it. Adorn your home. I'm seeing all that energy where Spirit is saying, like, create a space where you get to cry and purge and it's sacred for you, and you can fight this energy. Live to fight another day. Staying in alignment and being happy. Because I feel like they're going to try to hurt you through your feelings and people that you love and close to you. To get you to close your third eye and to get you to cut off your crown that you're connecting to. So I feel like let's say, for example, you're living out of your car right now and you're really trying to save up money to buy a house, right? But you feel like maybe I should just get a storage and put my stuff in there and create that storage space where, it's plants in there and I can sit down and meditate when I'm not in my car. It's like coming up with ideas to work within the confines of your situation, coming up with ideas to really maneuver with what you have and start to help the room open up, because that's an ability and a gift that, yes, through this situation is uncomfortable, but you're going to feel like, damn, I would have never been able to be prepared for where I'm going if I didn't learn how to do this now. Okay, you're building character. Yeah, some of y'all may be feeling like sick, under the weather. And I feel like if you just sit down with Mother Earth and you just, something about putting your crown to your ass in a perfect 180, and it's going to like clear blockages for you. I promise you. You need this because winter season finna be rough. You hear me? Winter is rough. So prepare for winter. Winter is coming. And what happened behind the wall in the Game of Thrones? What happened, Spirit? Oh yeah, the Walking Dead came. So that means that people are going to be asleep, used as pawns to disrupt you. Be able to see it. Use your discernment. Let's get a closing message. Spirit, which deck you want me to use? I don't know. Abundance deck. Spirit's really been having me talk about abundance lately. And I'm so congested. And just as an FYI, if you made it this far, on Tuesday, I think it's August 1st, that is the last day that I will be accepting live pay readings. It is the last day I will be accepting any pay readings outside of YouTube. Okay, when I say YouTube, I mean I might be on TikTok, but pretty much I won't be doing personals. All right, I won't be doing any personal readings. It's gonna be down season for me. Down season for your girl, okay? My kids go back to school. No. I will be, I'll channel messages. Me and Spirit have had this conversation already, but everything else, no. It's a wrap. Okay, Spirit, what's your last message? Deservingness. Ooh, look at this. And it says, you are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Aw, Taurus, look at all that green as well. You deserve this. You deserve this. Yeah, I feel like y'all are releasing jealous people in your life, or people that are jealous of you and you can tell that they're jealous of you, but you just been letting them linger around. They got to go. They gotta go pack their bags and pick their Aphrodite. All right, jealousy is the affirmation that you don't have something. I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't know if I got enough. You leaving all of that behind. They're in another. They're in another shift. You're going to another dimension right now, and the universe manifests exactly as you affirm. Let other people's success inspire you rather than frustrate you. If they have it, so can you. And then it says, do the work. You see this card? Do the work. It's not enough to dream or pray. You've also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. So Taurus, these are the messages that I have for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.